Hey, what is up, guys? It's Brendan here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at 7 of the best personal expense tracker apps for you and your personal expenses. Again, I'm going to be going through different apps that are both free and paid, some of which have free versions or are completely free altogether, and some that do come along with paid subscription plans. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at here in today's video, because I can totally understand that tracking expenses can be a difficult task, and maybe you're looking for the right app for you, because each of these apps kind of cater to maybe a different person and maybe what you're looking for in a different expense tracker, especially if you've maybe already gone through spreadsheets and you want a simple UI that you can easily log and track your expenses. That's what we're going to be diving into here in today's video. And of course, I will be listing all the different apps mentioned here in today's video down below in the video description, some of which are affiliate links, which can be a great way to help out and support the channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into things. So at the number 1 spot, first things first, we're going to be taking a look at is Quicken Simplify. Now, Quicken is a very popular company. They have a variety of different types of personal finance software. Now, Quicken Simplify specifically is one of their personal finance tracker apps. They do also have a couple of other different types of personal tracking when it comes to, their personal finance apps. I personally would recommend the Quicken Simplify. Again, links are linked down below in the video description. Now, this is a paid app. They do only have a paid version, although it is one of the cheaper paid apps when you're comparing all the different types of different paid apps. If you're looking for a completely free app, continue through the video. We'll take a look at those as well. Again, I will be listing out completely free apps again as well. I did just want to give this premium app a showcase here at the number 1 spot, because I do think that they are one of the simplest, hence the name, cheapest and easiest to get started with, because they are allowing you to track both your income and expenses. So it's not just an expense tracker. I get some of you guys watching this video are really looking specifically for expenses. Now, they do have custom reports which do allow you to see the expense breakdown, which does also give you just generally better insights into your overall spending. A lot of the paid apps you'll come to find across a lot of these different budgeting paid apps specifically allow you to track your expenses and go a little bit more granularly in terms of the reporting. You're also able to see income sources, your total income, plan spending. A lot of these paid apps really do a lot more as well in terms of the overall tracking and reporting features. You're also able to set up like savings goals. You can take a deeper dive into the overall finances. And the nice thing about a product like Simplify as well is you can do this automatically as well. You can automatically import your bank transactions, and that's essentially what you're really paying for with not only just Quicken Simplify, but a lot of the different types of paid apps. You're really paying for that automatic transaction importing, because that's what costs these companies money. For the free apps, you're pretty much not going to find automated transaction importing, because that's what the APIs that the apps use cost money in order for them to use. So just keep that in mind, when you're looking at different expense tracking apps and things like that. Paid ones are going to have the automatic imports. Free ones are typically and generally not going to have the automatic imports, because that's what costs these companies money on the back end when they're running their apps and the API in order to import those transactions from your bank. So just keep that in mind as well. I guess some maybe have some importing tools that can function as well. But as far as automatic importing, that's something that you can come to expect at least from the paid apps. And that might be a selling feature for you alone, just having those transactions automatically imported directly from your bank accounts. Now, it is read-only access, so you don't have to worry about any kind of security issues. Now, Quicken Simplify is available on iPhone and iPad, as well as Android, mobile, and tablet. They also have a web app, so you kind of are covered in terms of all the different types of devices that you might want to use Quicken Simplify on. So it isn't just purely an app available on your iPhone. You can do it on Android and your desktop computer as well. So you do have a lot of variety in terms of where you're going to access the app. It does also have investment tracking features, which is a nice perk, as well as net worth tracking. So if you're looking for like more of an all-in-one finance app, I would probably recommend Quicken. Again, you can also do the granular expense tracking as well and link it with all your different financial institutions. They do also have, just they are one of the cheapest apps comparatively, even if you're looking at compared to like Rocket Money or YNAB, which I will be mentioning later in this video. Just Quicken Simplify does have a lot for the price point. It is very competitive in terms of what it comes with. So I definitely would recommend giving it a shot. It is one of the cheaper paid apps, again, in this list. Again, Quicken Simplify. You have the expense tracking, but you do also have just a lot more in terms of overall personal finance tracking for a personal finance dashboard, if that's what you're looking for. Moving on, second and next in this list, we have YNAB. This stands for You Need a Budget, which is a very popular budgeting app. Now, they do have a free trial. This is a paid app, but they do have a free trial that you can get started with YNAB. I believe that free trial is either 30, 31 days or something like that. It might even be 35 days. But they do, 34 days is actually the trial length here. But they do have a free trial available. Now, the way that YNAB works is it is a zero-based budgeting tool where you need to assign every dollar that comes in to a specific category. Now, YNAB does have a little bit more of a learning curve compared to maybe some of the other apps, but they do have the automatic importing as well, which again is what you're getting when you're paying for the app in terms of its overall functionality. Now, YNAB has been around the block for a long time, and a lot of people do really like the way that it functions. Again, once you get through a little bit of the learning curve, you have the money available to spend and you zero out your budget. It can be a really good tool, and they do also have the different expense categorizations, which do tend to work pretty good as well when your transactions do come in. You can see like electricity, transportation, phone, student loans, car payments, a variety of different types of expense categories that you might have. As you can see here, mortgage, electric, phone. You also have goals that you can set up as well. So I would recommend checking them out. Again, links are linked down below in the video description if you want to check out any of the different apps mentioned here in today's video. Again, YNAB does actually have a free trial, so if you want to play around with them, they are one of the ones that does have a free trial that you can get started with. You don't have to enter in any information, and you can test out their overall personal finance app. Again, this is also more of a personal finance dashboard. I would say Quicken Simplify has a little bit more in terms of the different dynamic reports, but YNAB is really good at what it does in terms of getting your budget granularly tracked and down to the T in terms of your overall process every month or every week or whenever you go into the app to track your overall expenses and see your income versus expenses, and then keep track of your accounts as well. So you can kind of do everything in YNAB as well. Again, it's a more comprehensive personal finance dashboard. Moving on, next in this list, at number 3, we have EveryDollar from Ramsey Solutions. So Dave Ramsey's app, we have EveryDollar. They do have a completely free version, not a free trial. They do actually have a completely free version, which is the first in this list to have a completely free version. Now, that completely free version, you do have to manually enter in the transactions, but you are able to set a budget and keep tabs on your money. And this is your income and expenses. Now, I've personally tested out this tool as well, of course, many of the other tools in this list here today. And I do find it to be pretty good as far as the transactions. You enter in the manual transactions, you're able to see, where your money is going. You do also have some basic reporting features in terms of planned income. So you can enter in your income like paycheck 1, paycheck 2. You enter in your income and then you enter in your expenses line by line. So food would be including groceries, maybe restaurants, things like that. You're able to then enter in those transactions, and they do have a completely free version if you don't want to pay for any tools. It is also zero-based budgeting, similar to YNAB in terms of the way that the budgeting works, although I would say that EveryDollar is a little bit simpler to understand and use than YNAB in my personal opinion, but it can be a pretty good option. Now, in terms of the paid tool, you do get a little bit more in terms of the overall investment tracking, retirement planning, things like that. But overall, EveryDollar is a great option, especially considering that they do have a completely free version. Again, that free version is manual. You have to enter in every transaction manually. But, if that's what you're looking for in this video, in this list here today, it could be a really good option because you do get a little bit more of a personal finance dashboard on top of the completely free manual mode. So that is a nice perk about it with EveryDollar. Moving on, next in this list, we have Expenses OK. Now, this is the first app in this list that is a iPhone exclusive. So this is just designed for iPhone. I'm not aware of any kind of web app version or any kind of Android version. So if you're on iOS, cool, you could use this expense tracker. If you're not, maybe you need to look at some of the other tools in this list. But with Expenses OK, it is essentially a no-frills free expense tracker where you're able to very easily see where your expenses are going. Again, it's completely for free as a very easy to use, simple personal finance expense tracker. And this is essentially the fastest way to track your expenses. You're not having to deal with all these like bank transactions, bank connections, things like that, and all those types of things. You're able to very simply and easily track all of those expenses in here and see the different categories that they go to as well. So you're able to see like food, services, clothes, sports, relaxation, all those kind of things. And you're able to very easily set those expenses, how much you've spent in a certain period, and then see them on a day, month, and year basis. Now, again, this is only on iPhone, but as many people say, they do find this to actually be one of the best expense apps because it's just so simple and easy to use. Like a lot of the other budgeting apps in this list do have a bit more of additional features that not necessarily everybody needs, right? You know, maybe you're okay with just something simple that you don't really need all the extra personal finance dashboard, investment track. Maybe you don't need any of that. Then you could go with something like Expenses OK, and that could be a better option for you. Moving on, next in this list, we have a Simpler Budget. Now, I recently did a video on this. This is Caleb Hammer's Simpler Budget app from the popular personal finance YouTube channel of Caleb Hammer and the Financial Audit series. Now, he created Simpler Budget because it is a very simple way to track budget. Now, this currently is in a personal finance app. There is only an app version. You can get this on iOS or Google Play as well. But it is a little bit more limited, but you're able to enter in your income, expenses, and very quickly and easily see how much money you spent and where your expenses and income is going as well. Now, there's not as much tracking on the income side of things. It is more on the expense side of things, and that's why I included it in this list. Now, they do have a completely free version that is manual mode. If you do want the premium version where you're automatically importing transactions, that is a paid premium version, and it is one of the more expensive ones in my just comparing all the different apps on the premium version, but it does come with some extra videos and extra software and reviews and things like that from different personal finance experts and YouTubers. So if that's something you're looking for, cool. I would mainly recommend it on the free version just purely because of how good the manual mode is, in my opinion. I think the manual mode really, really solid. Definitely will give it a thumbs up and definitely worth checking out. Moving on, next in this list, we have Monarch Money. Now, this is actually the personal finance app that I personally use because of the way that you're able to see the reporting and the functionality between income, expenses. You're able to see a really nice breakdown of everything. This is more of a personal finance dashboard, and they don't actually have a free version. They do have a free trial. It is a more expensive app, but you're able to see a lot more than just expenses. You're also able to do net worth tracking. I would say it's more akin to Quick and Simplify in terms of just an overall personal finance dashboard. You're also able to filter, really dig into the expenses quite well, in my opinion. That's why I do like using this app, and I would still recommend it for a lot of people. But if, it's again a little bit more of a complex app, it's not necessarily for everybody. Moving on, next and last but not least in this list, we have Rocket Money. Now, Rocket Money primarily focuses in on managing people's subscriptions, income, and expenses. Now, it is a paid tool. They do have a free trial as well as like a free version. In the regular versus the premium. So without premium, you have basic account linking and things like that. They also have subscription management. If you do want the premium, you get a lot more in terms of net worth tracking, more personal finance dashboard type features. But you're able to see your expenses, see where your money is going, and especially keep track of subscriptions, which is another thing that, Rocket Money does help you in terms of saving money. That can be an ongoing expense that you might want to go in and help cancel. So Rocket Money can save you in that respect. And you're able to see the total amount of spending and the categories and your budget for your overall spending. So that is Rocket Money. Last and last but not least in this list. So again, guys, I hope you found this quick video helpful on 7 of the best expense tracking apps. Again, free and paid apps. Go ahead and check out the links down below in the video description if you're interested in any of the apps mentioned here in today's video. If you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed it, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.